Hello there, and welcome back to House of Monkeys. I'm Cheeky Monkey, and welcome to my Football Manager 26 save with Preston North End. This is a team that I support in real life, follow since childhood, and each time I play Football Manager is the team that I always go with to try and get promoted to the Premier League and chase some glory. So I've started this game, and allowing you to come into the process as well, sharing you the journey that I'm going to take with this FM26 save. So I'm partway through. I've done a transfer window of the summer, had a few games pre-season, and started some of the championship matches then as well. So here's my squad. I've got quite a few good players in. There's some players that I bought in cheap, within the budget, and then there's some players that I want to get rid of as well. There was quite a couple that I've already got rid of, and there's still a few that are on the injury list that I'd like to just get shot of because I'm not a supporter of them in real life, and I don't think they'll fit the team here according to the scouting feedback that I've had from some of the scouts and some of the coaches that I've got on the rotor as well. So I'll head over to recruitment. But first of all, I was going to show you Bayfus, but I'll go over to recruitment here and show you who we brought in and how much money we've got left, and some of our planning for the next transfer window then as well. So I brought in Femi Aziz from Millwall for 1.3 million. Suzix, I think it's how you pronounce his name, from Plymouth, loaned him back out straight away. I'd seen on like some forums that Ollie O'Neill's a really good player at Leyton Orient, so I scouted him and he come out really good as well. So I bought him for 1.5, and then Timothy Pembele, I remember him from an FM24 save, so I loaned him from Sunderland. Bayfus got from the Bundesliga Spy, and he's turned out really decent so far. And then Paris Magoma was on on the cheap, so I got him. Then I sold Brad Potts, David Cornell, Andrew Hughes, Liam Lindsay, and Rodriguez. So this is my tactics. I've gone with a 4-3-3. I really like a four at the back, one in defensive midfield, two in the centre, and then two wingers, and then a lone striker up top, which normally has Majic. But as you're joining me through here, I've done some squad rotation. But yeah, normally going with Iverson in goal, he's quite strong, and then Gibson and Bayfus has seemed to be quite popular and a quite good duo in the middle. And then yeah, rotating my midfield, but normally I have Aziz and Dobbin on the wings, and then yeah, like I said, go with Osmajic at the top then. So just having a look at Timothy Pembele, some of his stats, why I thought he was really good, because he's a 6-footer, has some really good decent stats, and seems quite quick for the championship. And then next is Bayfus, the German defender, quite young, so someone that I can develop, someone that I could probably sell on, get a bit of profit. Hasn't cost me much in terms of wages either, and he's a regular starter, and he's already proven himself, which is really good, and I needed a right foot defender. Next up then is O'Neill. Like I say, I caught him on the forums that I've been looking at, so he's turned out really well. Someone that's still at the League One level, but seems to be quite consistent so far when I've been bringing him off the bench or rotating him in, which has been really good to see. And then I'm going to show you Magoma. From Brentford has turned out really good. He might be an important player, quite high wage, but I don't mind. Again, someone that's quite young, did well in the past with Bolton in real life, and then we'll see how he does for us as well. Next up is Aziz. I think I pronounced his name right. And then I was surprised that Millwall was selling him actually, because he seems to be quite a good winger in left and right. He's got good speed, good pace, agility, and he's been doing well for us so far. So it's someone that I could turn profit on if someone comes in for him. I'm not shy or not against any of that, because I think we need to build the funds for Preston if we don't get promoted, of course. So yeah. And then finally is the defender that I brought, right footed defender again, from Plymouth, but thought I'd loan him out again, get him that experience, and hopefully have him as a squad rotation option next season then, depending on where we finish. And yeah, like I say, gonna get rid of some of these injured players here because they just a bit old, getting on a bit now, and it's some people that I didn't agree with in the team. And then my captain Ben Whiteman, gonna use him this season, but I'm gonna probably offload him as well in the summer because he's on 14k a week, which is taking a bit of the wage, and I reckon we could get him whilst he's in his prime, in his 30s. And I think that's the team, really. And then it's just straight into a friendly that I had arranged with Arsenal. And this is my lineup. It wasn't the full team strength Arsenal, but it was still like a good a level, I suppose, is the Premier League that we want to aspire to. So it's good to have that Premier League opposition. And when you're arranging a friendlies with them, you can get quite a bit of money in terms of hosting these at home. It's a trick that I've learnt from the older FM save, so it's really good. And to my surprise, with some of the highlights, yeah, we got a really good early start, straight off the blocks. So yeah, the goal coming up is really good. Some good link-up play, and already some people have been impressing me in the team, which is good to see because it's gonna give me a bit of a selection headache. But yeah, straight into the bat and straight into the kicker games. We had a play a bit of control in possession. I do with the 4-3-3. We seem to have quite a lot of shots, some on target, and a good amount of possession. But we do concede some silly goals. But I think that's just FM in general, with the match engine and some of the like I say in my last episode there was one questionable deflection, but here you could see Dadarson put us in a real good place there with a good strike, 1-0 up very early on, which was very impressive. I was very pleased with that. And then yeah, like say, controlling possession, playing from the back. Got some really technical players, and then again a lovely ball over to Jebberson, and there's my second goal. 11 minutes in, and we're 2-0 up. I was absolutely chuffed at this point. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Um, Lewis Dobbin again, provider. He's been real good asset so far this season. So half time, there you go. Some of the stats that was suggested before with our control possession, and we were still 2-0 up, so it was good. But however, that didn't last that long into the second half, and then Arsenal, I think they'd made some substitutions and brought some better players on. I mean, I can't complain at that goal. That was quite well taken. Martinelli and Easy linking up there. Some really good Premier League players. But like I was saying, we were holding our own for quite some time, and then, yeah, 6 minutes later, Arsenal just showing their Premier League quality, but that Lewis Gibson deflection, I don't know if it deflected off him, but it was one of those I was like, just gutted, and obviously second choice keeper in. But it ended 2-2, and I was quite happy with that. I'll take it because it's Premier League opposition. Having a look at how we fare against them, and yeah, 2-2, cannot complain at all. That puts us in nicely into the next game. After the international break, it was Middlesbrough, and we've got a strong lineup going out, and Middlesbrough are quite high up in the championship in comparison to ourselves. They've had a really good start, so it's quite important that we either get a win or a draw, at least. That's my aspirations. Even though we were at the beginning of the season, we were told we were relegation battlers. The fact that we've had a strong start to the season is a good reflection on some of the people I brought in and some of the tactic changes. I think 4-3-3 is working really well. Although Preston play five, normally like a three centre backs, two either side, like and wing backs. I feel that's too defensive for the championship, so I think that's why I've gone for a 4-3-3. It's what I've done in the past, and I feel those two extra wingers at top just help the target forward that I got going on as a striker. Even though there might be a lone striker, if someone can hold up the ball, bring those wide people into play, we seem to bag quite a few goals, which is really good to see. And I just prefer four at the back as well. Too many defenders is just, it shows. Maybe take that tactic and approach in the Premier League perhaps, but for the Championship you just never know, because it's a table of forms, more or less. So yeah. So, as you can see, it was 0-0 leading into half time. definitely a game of two halves here with this Middlesbrough side. We did well. We've attacked, we've defended, and then the second half was the much better half display from our team. And again, a lot of the stuff seems to be coming through Dobbin, who's been really, really good. He's been coming in on loan from Aston Villa, and in real life he seems to be doing really well as well. So yeah, he's setting up Magoma there for his first goal in two. Really nice interlinked play between the two of them there, and the rest of the team, to be fair, in that build-up there. So yeah, very happy that we got that one goal. And then on reflection, we should have a goal really, because we've had 10 shots, 4 on target. Even though we have less possession, that goal was quite vital. A good throw from Iverson there for Beefus. Over to Alfia. Again, Dobbin involved in some of the football here. He's a really, really pacey winger. And I think I've got him touching to the byline and then crossing him when he can, and he set up the other winger there in his ease, which is a really good goal. And 1 in 5. Again, like quite surprising in some of the terms of how many shots we've had. Like some of the goals probably coming from, I think, Michael Smith. He had like 4 goals in some of the championship games and the Carabao Cup games, which is good to see. He probably want to sell him, but like that's my aspect. But he's bagged us a lot of goals. And then again, Ben Whiteman putting us 3-0 up against a really strong Middlesbrough side. Very surprised here that we've got the lead, and then now you can see a bit of the glitch. So yeah, 3-0 at the end of that game. Very, very happy, pushing us up the table, away from the relegation battles that we were predicted to have, and on to the next game with Derby then. But before that, we have a derby coming up. We have Blackburn in the Carabao Cup, which is really, really important. We got to beat these guys, and that's what's coming up next. So yeah, gone with another strong team lineup against a good Blackburn side, but it's mainly more important that we need to win this. You got to win at home against Blackburn, otherwise I feel I'm going to be dragged through the coals. Fans won't be happy if we lose here, because this means a lot to them, this game. And there I am, shaking the manager's hand, probably telling him he's going to lose. Famous last words. Yeah. So we've got Thierry Small on the left, McCann. I like the formation I've got in the middle with Harrison, Armstrong, McCann, and Whiteman. As I'm saying that, we go 1-0 down. Good goal there into half time. 1-0 down. More shots, not landing on target. And then started the second half. Didn't feel they needed to change anything, and then yeah, straight off into the second half, we concede yet another goal. Not a half P bunny at this point, and I think I make a few changes coming into this. Then 2 goals down to Blackburn at home is not what you want. Not what you want at all. Even though I've put a strong side out, it's just a shame we've gone 2 down. So yeah, I think a few changes were needed. Brought O'Neill on, changed some of the thinking. Didn't change my tactic, kept tactic the same. Probably should have changed tactic, to be fair, but I didn't. And then yeah, sometimes when I'm doing my changes, I have a look at what people are, how their condition is, get some of those jaded players off and bring fresh legs on. But sometimes, more lately, I've been looking at those that aren't performing well in the match, changing them instead, and then just rotating those jaded players out for the next match. Keep the squad happy as well then, and then that's the thing in itself in the Football Manager games, is promising players the times that they want. And then yeah, I think at 3-0 down to Blackburn at home, I was very, very angry here. Just yeah, not what you want to see, especially after that 3-0 win against Middlesbrough. So it's like a proper chalk and cheese sort of stuff, where we've gone 3-0 in that, and then you just concede 3 goals in the Carabao Cup. I know it is the Carabao Cup and probably not going to win it, but it'd be good to have had a good cup run. So round 3 isn't too bad. And then Jefferson did grab us a goal back late in the game. I thought we might have had a final push here, but I think it was safe to say Blackburn had run us ragged there, even though we had more shots. So yeah, knocked us out of the Carabao Cup. Maybe just focus on the championship in the league then. So back to the next game, which was against Bristol City. Yep, Bristol City. And then Maurice there used to be Preston player, and then he moved. So we're 8th in the championship. Bristol City are above us, and yeah, another important game that we need to win here. So I think we started off strong again in the first half, as he's just running through the defence there in the penalty area with Osmajic, the supplier, and put us 1-0 up. So I was really chuffed with that, because obviously Bristol City are high flying as well. So having a bit of form behind us, especially after that loss with Blackburn, has put us in a good place with 1-0 up. So I'm really happy with that. And then Squat Twine with an absolute beauty. I can't complain with that. Cannot complain. Iverson was never going to be reaching that. That's just one of those goals where you just have to admire that the opposition has scored, unfortunately. And then Magoma, I think, with a really, really good free kick here. Again, Dobbin, absolutely machine he is. With a reply of our own to Scott Twine's good goal, we have another one from Dobbin outside the box there. So yeah, he's put us back in front. Into the second half, late in the game again. I think this is a horrible challenge on Osmajic, which gives Rob Dickey a red card. A deserved red card, because I think that's a bit of a dangerous tackle myself. But Osmajic was okay, which is the main thing. And then, yep, Paul on the wing running, and then putting us nicely 3-1 up, securing that victory and pushing us again further up that table, which is what we want to be doing and what we want to see. So the media has got it totally wrong so far, but we know that can change in a matter of games as well in the championship. So just bag those early wins, bag those points, make sure that we're not relegated then, and not succumbing to that media prediction. But it's nice to see us in 4th there. And then this is just giving you oversight of all the games I've played so far. So in the summer, we'd had really good pre-season. We had wins against Dundee, Hibernian, Kettering, we won 7-1, and then Liverpool quite quickly humbled us back down to earth again. But it was good to have that Premier League opposition. And I put Ajax in there as well as a good, strong European game, and it was nice to see a draw of 1-1. Newcastle again showing us how much we need to improve. QPR start the season with 1-1, then a win at Stoke for the Carabao Cup, another draw then with Leicester, Ipswich win, Fleetwood win in the Carabao Cup, Portsmouth, which you saw in my last video, beating us 1-1, the draw with Arsenal 2-2, which you saw earlier, the 3-0 win against Middlesbrough that you saw before as well with our good goals, and then Blackburn, yeah, the derby game, let's not talk about that. It was a 3-1 win for them, and then we played Bristol City, which shown you 3-1 win, and then a really good game against Hull City where we won 3-2, which with these wins and a really good September, I got manager of the month award, obviously bagging quite a lot of wins and quite a lot of goals, which was really nice to see. So one of many, hopefully to come. But this is pushing us really, really good side of the table. And then with games coming up against Charlton, West Brom, Birmingham, Sheffield United in the next month, which I'll put into my next video, it'll be good to keep those points rolling in, getting as far as away from the table, and actually having a look at maybe around the January transfer window to see if we can push up for promotion or get those playoffs at least. Preston always want to challenge for the playoffs, so it'd be good to try that and do that with them. So yeah, currently 3rd in the table, which is really nice, and then 17 points from 8 games. Again, Middlesbrough at the top there that we beat, so their loss in the recent form is just from us. And then I was quite shocked to see Millwall, Derby, QPR down at the bottom. But as with the championship, you just never know, and anyone can have a good form of run of games and change their look. So thanks for watching. Going to do more episodes with Preston North End, so you can come to the journey with me. So thanks for watching, and see you next time. Thank you very much. Stay cheeky.